Working in itself is already enough of an L, but sometimes it's even worse when you have to do it outside. There are many ways of ruining your day through field work, so I'm gonna go through all of them by seasons, starting with fall. Okay, so you niggas know how it is when fall comes around. Like, you see leaves falling, and you realize that any fleeting happiness you once felt will be quickly swept away now that school is coming. Don't worry, cause when you grow up, there won't be a summer break, so you'll get to suffer year round. But anyway, I hate having to rake the leaves. When you move the rakes up and down, you don't even be getting all of them, like some of them are eternally stuck to the ground. I'm told that we have to rake, because if we don't, the snow will crush the leaves on top of the grass, which will cause the grass to turn into a pack. Like, yeah, that makes sense, but how about we just let the grass get murked and plant some new ones or something? Because like I said, no matter what, there's gonna be some leaves that don't try to move. I mentioned in my jobs video that one time, me and my nigga tried to rake leaves for other people to get money. That alone took like 1,000,000 trash bags, and all we had to show for it was like $20. Now imagine how I'm feeling when I gotta rake leaves in my even bigger yard for absolutely no money in the cold. Like, why has it come to this level? I was out for like 5 hours trying to get all the leaves in different corners and put them in bags, and even after all that, it still wasn't done. Like, I had to go back a few days later to finish the job. And putting them in bags is a whole problem in itself, because you can't use the rakes to put them inside. We gotta get 2 dustpans and clump them together, or if there's only one, put the bag on the floor, then use a dustpan to put all the leaves in the bag. It was grave. It's to the point where trees with leaves should just be abolished, because whatever fictional beauty they have is not worth the stress of having to rake them. And even when there's no trees in the yard, all the neighbors' yards are constantly polluted by leaves. And that's another thing, the neighbors. These niggas just pull all their leaves in the front and wait for an eon to actually get them out of the way or do whatever with them. But what if one day after cleaning my yard, the op-ass weather decides to act up and blew all their leaves in my yard? So now they wasted some of their time and I wasted all of mine. Like, nigga, just put the leaves in the bag, I'm not trying to jump. And these niggas be treating gathering leaves like a vacation or something, while my family works with our hands like we in the plantation or something. I see neighbors with leaf blowers just having the time of their lives. If I had a machine to get leaves to piss off, this video wouldn't even exist. Instead, I have to pace around breaking my bones just to get some leaves that are gonna fall again next year anyway. But after that comes the winter, and with the winter comes the snow, and the snow is almost as lame. I would say lamer, because in itself, shoveling snow is harder than raking, but the thing is, I really don't have much to shovel, so raking ends up taking more time. But yeah, shoveling snow is terrible. Snow in itself already shouldn't exist, but you know if you don't take the time to get the snow out of your way, then your whip isn't going anywhere. I know I could just put salt in the driveway before it snows, so I don't have to worry about any of this, but I always manage to conveniently forget, and then I'm left cleaning up a driveway that I'm barely gonna use. And having to get snow off your car is lame too. Listen, I stay in the heat like bacteria, so I can't stand to have any coldness around my being. I don't know how you frost niggas tolerate being in blizzards with t-shirts, because when I'm shoveling snow, all I can think of is how I'm gonna protect my bare hands from this assault on my senses. And then sometimes I be getting snow on my skin, and it feels like 1,000,000 needles just pierced my flesh. When the geode is over, I go in my house and run hot water through my hands just to feel normal. There is literally no equivalent to this when it gets too hot. But yeah, that's all I really have to do in the winter. So now we'll be going over the actual problem season, which is the spring. So in the spring, all the plants that were on a shirt last season get resurrected like they're some Dragon's Balls characters, and I'd be having to tend to them. Also, I have to mow the lawn sometimes. Mowing the lawn isn't actually that hard in itself, but it feels like the most when you just wake up and get told you're not gonna get to enjoy your day, because you have to clear up what feels like a whole farm's worth of land. But like I said, I don't mow the lawn that much, so instead, we'll be talking about weeds. I don't mean the ones you mix with the ops, no, I mean the plants that are supposedly a problem, but last time I checked, no plant really matters, so what's the difference? But yeah, I'll be having to pull out these weeds, and it's bad enough that the glove I be wearing is too thin to keep me from feeling the dirt, but then there are these fuck ass bugs everywhere, making it difficult for me to want to remain alive. Like, I be bending out to see something, now out of nowhere, a fly zips past my ear and makes me retreat, or I see a weed near a bush or something, and of course, there has to be a bee right there, so I can't even make a move. And the thing is, there'll be like 1,000,000,000,000 weeds on some weeks, so I'm up there picking stuff from the ground like it's cotton or something. Also, pulling the weed actually takes effort. Like, if I could just kick them out of the way, then this wouldn't be much of a discussion, but instead, when you pull weeds, you gotta make sure the roots are pulled too, or else it's gonna grow back up way quicker than normal, and bring us niggas along too. And once again, I don't see any of my neighbors busting their ass for weeds either. I think they're just paid to have their mulch clean or something. Summer's pretty much the same thing as spring, except now it's hot, and sometimes it's okay, you know, because I can take it, but other times it's like we're in the Sahara all of a sudden, and if I don't conclude these lame adventures, I might end up getting dehydrated. All this just makes me not want to live in a house, even if I could afford it. I mean, I want to buy houses so I can flip them or something. I'm not trying to do all this nonsense raking and mowing and picking weeds. I don't remember any of that trash when I was living in an apartment, and that's how it should be. So yeah, working outside is lame by all accounts. Okay guys, make sure that when you subscribe you hit the notification button, because that lets you know whenever I make a new video, and as always, thanks for watching.